Buddhism was major religion in Korea in history, but it's declined now. So in these competitive situations, how Buddhist temple respond to the change, and what are the leadership, how head monk in the temple deal with the situation. But this study is not an organization change per se. It's already change is happening, and the question is how does leader frame this change? So I think the impact, I would say the contribution this paper make was what are the rhetorical strategy of leader who want to convince the people who disagree with the change, and he used history as a storytelling source to convince them. In my own research project, this is probably the first one that sort of combine historical element. There's historical element because it's historical narrative, and organizational change element and leadership element. When I first start my fieldwork in Buddhist temple, that was already 10 years ago in Korea. I was not very interested in religion, but I think I'm more interested in Buddhism as an intellectual source, kind of new intellectual source. How we can use Buddhism not as a religion, but as an new intellectual source, and think about management theories in different way. Then I moved to Thailand, and in Thailand here we have sufficiency economy concept. It's different, I think, development more there. Then I moved to Bhutan. There is a gross national happiness concept. And the second one is history. If you look at history of religious organizations, their history is very long. So there are many things we can study through the long history they have. The leadership, obviously, the head monk is as an organizational leader, how they manage the organization. And yeah, it's very happy that I could see the paper published. Yeah, he used 3 rhetorical strategies. First one was reinterpreting organizational tradition, which was in the temple, monks need to wake up 3 a.m. That's a tradition. That's monastic rules. But in the temple, he tried to change the wake-up time. So many monks disagree. He mentioned a lot about Buddhas. Ashtadharma is a Buddha. So he used the history back then and tried to convince them Buddha is the most powerful authority. Right? He kind of used that. And another one was the spanning organizational categories. Monks who disagree with the master monk change initiative was they consider their organization as a religious organization. Let's say just the organizational system. As a member of community, member of Korean society. So he's try to span the meaning of definition of organization or religious organization. And the third one is framing change. So many monks who disagree with the master monk idea was they frame change versus traditions. So it's kind of choice. But he said, this is not a problem of changing in tradition, it's survival or not. So if you change the frame, then you could probably easily embrace my initiative. He talked to me one day, hey, when you change something and when you really try to convince people, don't use the term change. They use the different terms. And what term do you use? And I think I asked him, and he said, we are developing new traditions. I started this fieldwork in Korean temple that was already 8 years ago when I was a PhD student. I think I really enjoyed the process and the interview and talking to monks. It took another 1 year something to write the paper, and I submitted, but it took another 2 or 3 years. In the review process also, it took I think 1 year and 6 months to get it done. It was a very rewarding process in the sense that I could introduce what happened in the temple, the head monk leadership, religious organization, management strategy. I'm very happy. I could celebrate myself with the Chang beer.